feeling weird. Why am I bringing this broom up here? Maybe I'm planning to clean the stage? No. It's just a gimmick. I would like to show you guys something, okay? We have one. This is called palm leaf rib. These are called palm leaf ribs. Okay? If I were to break this, it's easy. I'll clean that. And then if I were to break a whole bunch of palm leaf ribs, will it be easy or hard? Let me try. I can't. So basically, what am I going to present today in my talk is about how unity makes us stronger. So my first experience in ASEAN is just recently. I'm sad that I can't display my slide, but my first experience was through 15th AUN 4th ASEAN Plus 3 Educational Forum and Young Speakers Contest. Not as a delegate from Malaysia, but as a rapporteur for the Educational Forum. A rapporteur is a secretary. So that was my first exposure to ASEAN. Let me ask you, what is unity in diversity? What is unity in diversity? The definition that I can come up with is actually the idea, rather than taking uniformity, rather than taking the sameness that we always have as a unity explanation. Instead, we take unity in diversity, the word diversity itself, the differences. We take the differences as a uniting factor in our community. So this is what I'm going to talk about today to interact with you, and I hope that I can connect with everyone here. Unity in diversity in an ASEAN context. So basically, I will be touching on two aspects. I will be addressing on cultural, I will be addressing on social. As for cultural, what do we know about ASEAN culture? I don't know any ASEAN culture because we don't have any ASEAN culture. That is what makes us different. ASEAN comprises of different culture. 10 member states, all different, Malaysia, Cambodia, and so on. We have a lot of culture, so we don't have anything that's one culture. So basically, what I can see here is, I will share some of my experiences and some examples that I can get from my own university, University Kebangsaan Malaysia. Malaysia is one of the member states of ASEAN. Okay? And then we have UKM. To narrow the scope to my level, we have UKM, University Kebangsaan Malaysia. And UKM represents Malaysia when they establish ASEAN Universities Orchestra, AUO. This was established by the Cultural Center of UKM. What is AUO? It was launched on July 17th by our previous Vice Chancellor in 2010. Gathers orchestral team, different backgrounds, different sound, coming together in a very beautiful music that creates one sound. So as we can see here, music brings us together in our culture, in a cultural context. It's different. We come from very diverse background, but we come together as music. And another aspect that I would like to touch on in culture is our food. Who agrees that food brings people together? Everybody agrees. I agree, strongly agree. Why? For an example, bakso, pecel lele. We love it. I love pecel lele and bakso. But these foods, if you were to look back, where did it originate from? It comes from Indonesia. And then you have tom yum. I hated tom yum before. I don't take tom yum, but I take it because it tastes so good. And it originates from Thailand. And then, thank you. And then we have our local food. Nasi lemak, sate kajang. Okay, and then I had the opportunity to bring the delegates from Thailand to take sate kajang in our place at Kajang, and they love it. So you see how food and our sharing of differences brings us together. And so I will touch next on social. Okay, in a rough picture, we have Myanmar flood where ASEAN helped Myanmar. And then we have our Cambodia calling from our very own students from the political science department. They went to Cambodia to help the people there. But what I would really like to touch about here is how education enhances our social exposure. Education enhances our social exposure. ASEAN provides ASEAN scholarship, giving opportunities for ASEAN students to study abroad in an ASEAN community. And then we have ASEAN programs, leadership programs, educational forum like the one I got involved with. That really gave me an impact in unity in diversity, because one of the delegates, I had a chance to interact with him, and we talked about how can we contribute as youth towards our country. So we did some sharing, and he's from Philippines. His name is Sean. It's sad I can't show you the picture, but his name is Sean. So what we shared was, what he told me was, he was really into and really active in this charity called 1 Million Lights Philippines. What they do is provide lights to rural areas in the Philippines. Provide lights to rural villages in the Philippines island, around the Philippines island. So how did it impacted me? I took the global idea that global sharing has brought me to a local giving, because that is the project I'm working on now, providing lights to our villages. Let me just conclude. Okay, how do we enhance, or how do we practice ASEAN unity in diversity? We should have the ASEAN mindset in ourselves. Okay, we have to understand that you are Malaysian and I am a Malaysian. You are Asian, ASIN, and I am Asian. I'm Maroline Favius Marcus from ASEAN. Thank you.